everyone, it's Justin again. Welcome to our second lesson on solving systems by elimination. In our last lesson, we saw how we can add the two equations in a system together to eliminate one of the variables, making it possible to solve. But that only worked when one of the variables had opposite coefficients in each equation, because then the like terms would add to make 0. Of course, not all systems in the world are going to be set up so nicely for us. So what happens if neither x nor y has opposite coefficients in the two equations? Like this. Can we even use elimination at all then? Yes, we can. We can use all of our equations knowledge and manipulate this system so that it's properly set up to use elimination. You'll always have options when setting up a system for elimination. For example, we could set this up to give the x terms opposite coefficients to make them eliminate. Or we could set it up to give the y terms opposite coefficients. For now, let's work with these x terms. 4x and negative 3x won't cancel if I add them. Well, I know that I can do anything I want to an equation as long as I do the same thing to both sides. Maybe you're thinking that I could just subtract 1x from both sides of the bottom equation. But that would give us x's on both sides of this equation. My like terms wouldn't be lined up, so that won't work. If adding or subtracting from both sides of the equation won't help, what else can I do? What about multiplication? What would I have to multiply times negative 3x to turn it into a negative 4x, so that the x terms will have opposite coefficients? Ew, I guess I'd have to multiply by 4/3, which means I'd have to multiply the whole equation by 4/3, and that would get really complicated really quick. So this would work, but I know myself well enough to admit that bringing all of those fractions into this problem could lead me to make a mistake, so I'd rather avoid them. Let's go back to the drawing board. Okay, so multiplying the bottom equation to turn negative 3x into negative 4x, not a great plan. But what if I multiply both equations? Then I can use the least common multiple, or LCM, of the coefficients to find one that they can have in common. What is the least common multiple of 4 and 3? If you're ever not sure, you can make a list of their multiples to find the first one they have in common. In this case, it's 12. So my goal is to turn one of my x terms into 12x, other into negative 12x. So that when I add them, they will eliminate. What can I multiply this top equation by to turn 4x into 12x? Yep, I'll multiply every term in this equation by 3, which gives us 12x plus 18y equals 102. Then what can I multiply the bottom equation by to turn negative 3x into negative 12x? Yeah, I'll multiply everything here by 4. That makes negative 12x plus 8y equals 28. Now this system is perfectly set up for elimination. This is one way that we can use manipulation to get a system set up for elimination. But if you think back, I said that we have options. Let's take another look at the original system. What if I didn't want to give the x terms opposite coefficients, and I looked at the y terms instead? Then I would need the least common multiple between 6 and 2. What would that LCM be? The LCM is 6, meaning that my goal is to get a positive 6y and a negative 6y. Actually, I already have a positive 6y in the top equation, so I don't even have to touch that one. What should I multiply the bottom equation by? If you were thinking 3, then you're close. If I multiply everything by 3, that would make another positive 6y. That won't cancel with the positive 6y in the top equation. How can I fix this? Yeah, instead of multiplying this bottom equation by 3, I should multiply it by -3 instead, so that my y terms will have opposite coefficients. Now this system is set up for elimination. We set up this system for elimination in two different ways. Which one do you think was more efficient? Yeah, setting up y to eliminate was much more efficient in this system because we only had to multiply one equation instead of both. Either method would have worked, but it's good to take some time to examine your problem and consider efficiency before jumping straight into your work solving. Not only was our second method faster, but since we only had to multiply one equation, there was much less room for error. In your guided notes, there's a place to pause and summarize how to set up a system for elimination when it doesn't already contain a set of opposite coefficients. Pause the video here and fill this out now. Let's do two example problems together to make sure you're really confident before heading into your independent practice. Our first example problem says to solve using elimination. Is this system already set up for elimination? Or do I have to manipulate it with multiplication? Well, all of the like parts of each equation are aligned, but neither variable has opposite coefficients in the two equations, so nothing will eliminate. That means we'll need to use some multiplication and LCMs to make opposite coefficients. Take a look at the x terms and the y terms. Which of these variables do you think it will be easier to create opposite coefficients for? Did you notice that with the x terms, the LCM of 3 and 9 is 9, which means we wouldn't even have to multiply the bottom equation at all? That'll definitely make our lives easier, so let's work to eliminate the x terms. What can I multiply the top equation by so that the x term has a coefficient of -9, which will be opposites with the positive 9x? Yeah, multiplying by -3 makes this equation -12y equals -9x plus 24. Now that this system is set up for elimination, pause the video and finish solving it on your own. Go ahead and check your work against mine. When the x terms eliminate, you should be left with y equals -2, which you can then substitute into either equation to solve for x, which is 0. Did you get a final solution of 0, -2? Nice job. If your answer doesn't match mine, pause here to check through your work and see if you can find any errors. Let's do one more example. This one also wants us to solve using elimination. Our system has all of the like terms and components lined up, but neither variable has opposite coefficients yet. Which variable do you think will be easier to create opposite coefficients for? X, y? Well, we can't create any opposite coefficients by multiplying just one equation this time. For the x terms, what's the LCM of 9 and 6? And what about the y's? What's the LCM of 5 and 2? Their LCM is 10. Since we'll have to multiply both equations to create opposite coefficients, no matter what, it doesn't really matter if you choose x or y to set up for elimination. Pick whichever variable you'd like, and pause the video here to try to finish this problem on your own. Let's go through this problem both ways, starting with if you chose to eliminate the y terms. LCM of my y coefficients is 10. I need one equation to have positive 10y and the other to have negative 10y, but it doesn't actually matter which is which. I'll multiply my top equation by -2 and my bottom equation by positive 5. If you have your negative in the opposite equation, that's totally okay. We'll see soon that we'll still get the same answer. Now my system looks like this. I have all of my like parts aligned and the y terms have opposite coefficients, so I'm ready to eliminate. Adding my equations gives me 12x equals 48, or x equals 4. That's half of the solution. How can I use that x equals 4 to find the value for y? Yeah, we can substitute 4 for x into one of our equations. But actually, we really have 4 equations that we can use. The original ones and the ones we created. Any of these equations will work, but I like working with small numbers when I can, so I'll use this equation. I can take 4 and substitute it for x and solve to get that y is 3. This gives us a final answer of 4, 3. Let's rewind and take a look at what would have happened if you chose to eliminate the x terms instead. Because the LCM of the x coefficients is 18, we need to create terms of 18x and negative 18x. I'll stick with making my top equation negative, so I'll multiply the top equation by negative 2 and the bottom equation by positive 3, which makes my system look like this. Now I can add my equations to eliminate x, solve to get that y is 3, and again substitute into any of the original equations or the ones that we created to solve and get that x is 4. This gives us a final answer of 4, 3, which is exactly what we knew we should get. Today we saw that if we want to use elimination to solve a system, as neither variable already has opposite coefficients, we can create them by multiplying one or both of the equations by a constant. We also know that we can use LCMs, or least common multiples, to help us find a common coefficient that we can create. Be on the lookout not just for what you can do to solve a system by elimination, but what will be the most efficient to help save you some time and effort. Once your guided notes are complete, you can move on to the multiplier match activity, where you can work a little more on identifying the best way to get a system set up for elimination. Then you'll be ready to succeed in your final task of the lesson, the online practice. Good luck, and I'll see you next time to eliminate some of the last mysteries about the elimination method.
Hey!